Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2 with me, Herd37. So we're here at our base in Huntington, West Virginia, and we actually just came up with this good job going down to Lexington, Kentucky, taking seafood, 673 pounds, if you can read that. It's KLEX. It's only 99 miles away, and it pays like $6,300, almost $6,400, so I thought, we gotta take that. Such a short flight, and I'll do a return flight by myself, not recorded, because we need textiles and electronics at our base. So I'll just bring back textiles. That way we can make clothes, and then hopefully eventually we can go. We need to finish up that mission there at Cincinnati. Sometime, like I said, I don't want to totally go out of my way. Unless I just do it on my own, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But if I was taking that, I could stop off there and deliver. I think it's like 14 pounds, 24 pounds or something to finish that up, and then just go on. But wow, that pays a ton. I won't be able to do it. Today's my last day of recording for a few days. I got to go out of town on a golfing trip, and then I come back, and I got 7 days before my job starts. So it's going to be kind of a crazy time. But let's go ahead and do this job. No, almost accepted the wrong one. The one going to Lexington. There we go. Fly that now. Alright, it's just 673 pounds. I wonder if they'll take battery packs. Let's just take one battery pack. Because I don't totally understand if they'll just take anything on the higher level commodities. I don't know. We shall see. Because I can't remember. I think we tried to sell that to our base and they wouldn't take it or something. They probably don't take it either. But no, it wasn't that they couldn't take it, was it? I think it would only let me move it back and forth between my plane and the actual company factory. Right, so we'll just go to like 6,500 feet. Just this time here, we'll see. I've been having problems with both air hauler. I tried out the 767, which is just a disastrous plane. That air hauler and air hauler 2 have been having problems starting up FSX. It gets around 27 to 30%, and it's almost like it just hangs there forever. So I don't know why that is. That's just like all of a sudden that happened. Actually, I think I have this in networked mode. I need to get out of that. Let me see if it'll work this time. Alright, it's not in network mode, so now I gotta do all that stuff all over again. VFR, although they'll put us IFR. I wonder if they'll ever fix that. It's not a huge deal, so I'm sure they haven't got to it yet. Alright, like I said, 6,500 feet. It's 12:03. Last position. And let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at the plane in Huntington. It doesn't look like noon to me. The sun should not be there if it's noonish. I thought, didn't we move it to noonish? Not 7? I don't know. Alright, the parking brake is on. Actually, we need to, I'll probably leave the load. I think I've got several people in there. Put on the well, yeah, go ahead and put on the headphones. I've already got people in there, so that's pretty good for the weight. Did anyone, it's gotta be 6 gallons, right? Let's see, 3, 4, it should be, well no, that's because I added fuel to it, isn't it? Oh, that makes me angry. I don't remember how much I put in it. 3 gallons and 4 gallons. I feel like I should move each one up a gallon. Screw it, I'll put it right there. We had a 120-mile range, so it shouldn't be, that should be fine. I just wish I would have written down the gallons again. Alright, but the throttle, we're going to move that, open that just a little bit. The mixture is an idle cutoff. Let me move that. Propeller area clear. Master switch, you come on. Beacon comes on. I'm not going to prime it because it should be good. Give her just a little bit of fuel there. There we go. I was pretty sure she came started up. Make sure we'll take her to 40% right there. Alright, so let's see. Oil pressure is in the green. This is the temperature. Alright, oil pressure, navigation lights. We'll go ahead and turn those on. Let's check the electrical system. We got to turn the master switch off. Taxi and landing lights come on. And we'll put this to idle. See the amperage coming down. Master switch goes on. It should go crazy like that. Engine RPM increase to 1500 and make sure that ammeter comes up. Right around 1500 right there. And it did come up. Voltage warning is not there. So we can bring that down. Taxi and landing lights go off. Avionics master switch you come on. Let's get all of our radios on. Put you in standby. We'll go up to 6500. Get this guy on right here. And we'll use the tower to get us over to the runway.
Huntington, clearance delivery, Cessna, November 7274, Hotel, IFR to Lexington, ready to copy. Cessna, November 7274, Hotel is cleared to Lexington, airport filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 6,500. Departure frequency is 13.
Get that over to GPS.
Squawk 0023.
Acknowledge that.
Cessna, November 7274.
We're gonna mess with my squawk over here.
Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 6,500. Departure on 132.905. Squawk 0023. Cessna 74. Hotel, read that correct. Contact ground on 121.9.
Alright, head over to ground. Get my taxi, see what runway we're going to.
7274 Hotel with Papa, ready to taxi IFR. Cessna November 7274 Hotel, taxi to and hold short of runway 30 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.5
I believe it's 297 is the actual heading, something like that. Acknowledge
taxi
the
to and hold
clearance.
short runway 30 via taxiway Alpha. Cessna 74 Hotel.
Go ahead and cancel it. We'll come down here and turn on our taxi light.
Cancel IFR at this time.
He'll heat turn you on.
IFR flight plan is canceled. Taxi to runway and request VFR departure from tower.
Alright. And we'll do like we did last time. I think we took off on runway 30, which is instead of going down to the end of the runway, we'll just take a shorter takeoff path. Take this yellow line right over here, this taxi line. Heck, you could probably take that one. I'll go down here just a little ways. Get this taxiway over here. I think that's before that other runway, that perpendicular one. Sometimes I want to like take off on that runway or land on it. I know it's not in use anymore in real life, but it's a really short runway. I kind of want to do it just for a little bit of a challenge. It should be fine for like a Cessna or something, but I always wanted to do that. Now, how do we get over? I'll tell you what, can we turn here? See where this taxi line takes me. I think I can actually just go up here and come back to the right a little bit. It's actually straight ahead. Stop her right here. Put that parking brake on. Alright, we'll do our run up. Parking brake is set. Let's see, flight controls. Looks good. Rudder, pedals, all that. Flight instruments, check and set. Autopilot is set to 6500. Let's put this back in VFR. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on because I know if I don't, I'll forget it. Alright, we're set in the GPS over here. So that all looks good. Let's check our fuel quantity. 5 and 3. That was 5 and 4. Alright. What can I do about it? I guess I could put more in, but there's no reason to. Fuel quantity is checked. Mixture goes into rich. Fuel selector valve is in both. Let's get rid of this yoke here and we'll go up to 1800 RPM. A little much air, right about there. Alright, magnetos. That was fine. Alright, seems fine to me. The vacuum gauge is okay. It never goes any higher than that, it seems like. I don't know why. Instruments are okay, ammeter is okay, nothing in the annunciator panel. So move this back down. 1,000 or less, we can go ahead and contact the tower to get on out of here. We're going to the west for the most part.
Huntington Tower, Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, ready for west departure at runway 30. Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, clear for takeoff, runway 30, departure to west approved.
Thank you,
Clear
sir.
for takeoff, runway 30.
So, let's check,
Cessna 74 Hotel.
strobe lights. Landing lights, we are trimmed for takeoff. Let's put our flaps down to 10. Everything looks good here. Let's check outside. Looks good. Looks good. Grab our yoke, get this out of here. Let's go for it. Do a rolling takeoff here. Alright, get her lined up here. Miss the throttles, here we go. Man, she gets up quick, doesn't she? Little movement. Look at all the trees changing colors. It hasn't happened yet. I don't want it to be fall. Kinda do, kinda don't. That's new though. It wasn't like that yesterday. That's kind of odd. It just happens like one day. Bring the snows down here. They're above 60 knots. And I'll go ahead and track the flaps, lose that drag. Trying to trim the nose down so I'm holding it down. It's coming down a little bit. It should probably come down too much, huh? Yeah, she did. 1 second, it's not enough. Next second, way too much. Autopilot. Navigation. That's a 700. We'll arm it for the altitude. Let's take a look outside because it's got to be beautiful. Trees changing colors. Just one day. Yesterday it was all green, now it's this. side. Yeah, it feels like some of the stuff is obscure. On the way down to Lexington, I'm going to be moving towards Lexington, just south of there, here in the next week or so. Kind of nervous about it all, kind of excited. Desired trek is 266. There we go. Got a little bit bigger here. It's only 96 miles from here. We should have plenty of fuel, I guess. Don't need a ton for our little Cessna. Already at 2,500 feet. It's going to take a little over an hour. We'll take a little bit less than that, actually.
Hotel, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Yeah, we should have enough. Barely. I should have. I can't believe I didn't write down the. Because I didn't write down the cargo either. So I didn't write down the fuel. Because I did put in. I probably put in more than 2 gallons on each side, to be quite honest. But I'm not really sure. So how many gallons do we use an hour? If it's an hour there, and we're using 13, but we'll cut that down to about 6, and we have 8, so we should have enough. Now that we're 3,000 feet, we'll go ahead and start leaning her out. Alright, everything looks good, so I'll just continue this. We don't have long to get there, so I'll speed her up for just a minute, and she'll be right back. Alright, everybody, slowing it down. We're down to 5,300 feet, going down to 3,500. The altitude of the airport is 980. It's right there. We're landing on runway 4. As you can see, we're going to come around here and land on the 4. Right over the city right now. I forgot to show you all FS Commander and everything, but the wind was coming straight this way, and it did look like there was some bad weather, or at least it was windy. And we've had a heck of a time landing here before. We came here in FS Pasture, I think in the old, was it the Piper Seneca 4? Wasn't it, I think? And, wow. I remember there's a crazy crosswind coming on. It happens sometimes in this area, I don't know why. 7 miles out, but of course we're going to go around it a little bit. We're not going to go way around. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and let her descend a little bit quicker, 400 feet a minute from now. Let's get in, let's see, ILS frequency 110.10. Move that over, 110.10 here as well. Come on, there you go. You can do it. 110, 110. On the comms, ATIS is 126.3. So let's listen to that real quick. Come on, button. There you go. Switch that over.
Airport information, Zulu 1310 Zulu. Wind 020 at 13. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition 3,600. Scattered. Ceiling 5,900. Broken.
3003.
Temperature 27. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3003. ILS. Runway 4 in use.
Yep.
Land.
It is 4. Let's go ahead and get down a little bit quicker. Move to 600. Almost to the airport. Like I said, we're taking her down to 3,500. The airport elevation is 980 feet. So it'll put us a little ways over. 1,000 feet to go. There is another runway, but in the real world, it's not in use anymore. In fact, they dug up the taxiways to it, because remember, I don't know if you all, especially if you don't live in the U.S., years ago, it was maybe 2005, 2006, a plane accidentally took off from that runway instead of the one that was supposed to, and it wasn't long enough, and they got up off the ground, but they didn't have enough speed, so they crashed, and I think all but like maybe one person was killed, so they totally dug it up. How the hell a trained pilot takes off from the wrong runway, especially on a commercial plane, even though it wasn't a huge plane, but my god. Like, even I don't think even I could make that mistake, I wouldn't think. Start putting some fuel back in her here. I think I'll put it up to about 80. Conserving a little bit of fuel, but we got 5 gallons, so we got about a half hour's worth. 2 minutes away, but we've got a little bit longer to go as well. I'm gonna let this go down to 3,200. I don't want to make a long approach since we are low on fuel, even though we should have enough. Make a quicker approach to it right at the end of the runway. To make our turn. Alright, we've hit our 3,200 feet. I'm afraid to turn too quick, even though from here it looks like you're out just fine, but to make sure. Let's go over to 327. still at 5 gallons. Should be alright. We might have the right fuel, and it had about 20 extra miles in it. See, now doesn't it look like that's like the end of the runway? It must not be. It shows at the end of the runway it should be. Although I guess that's only, what, 5 miles right there, so we're less than 5 miles away. I guess I didn't have to say so far away from it. We're, what, 7 miles or so out away? Sometimes I feel like we get too close, but at the time when we had the least amount of fuel, I decided to go the farthest out. Start slowing it down to about 100 knots here in just a second. I think we're going to be too high for where we're coming in. So let's move that to vertical speed. Get her down some. Setting her at 3,000 will actually be 2,000 above, and we're going to be too high. You can already see happy lights say we're too high. So what do you say 2,500? That would give us 1,500 feet to get down. Back up the throttle just a little bit. Give ourselves some time to get down. Guess the runway's going to be right over in there. 2,500 might even be too much. That's a 600 feet a minute. Yeah, screw the procedures. I didn't even think about using procedures. That's all right. Come on, plane. We need to get down. All right. I did not hit the Windows button. I got close to it, but I did not hit it, and it still went away. Thank you, computer. I'll let her get down towards 2,000. The runway heading is 047. Just over 100 knots now. Thing is, we kind of need to nail this turn. I am terrible at that. We're not going to have a whole lot of time. Get relined up. Now look at that. Still too high. .047, we'll probably just ignore the ILS. Might be getting down too low, it almost feels like now. Oh, look how far over we went. That's what I was a little afraid of. Autopilot is off. We never can nail that turn, I don't know why. By the way. Now we're on it, on the glide slope. Just under 100 knots. We're a little above now. Because I jerked on the freaking yoke. There we go. Looking good. Waiting on the flaps. Maybe I'll let her get a little low before we hit the flaps. Considering if we get low.
500.
She balloons us up like crazy. Although we seem to be holding on pretty steady.
Minimums.
Continue. I'm gonna go ahead. We're almost at the edge here. Fight those flaps. Flaps are at 20. Looks like someone's taxiing to the runway.
100.
Struggling to straighten her out. I think we've got that crosswind, is what it feels like. I'm getting blown around.
50. 40. 30.
Off the fuel.
20.
Floating.
10.
Oh, we bounced. I was trying to get the nose up at the last second to flare once we got close. I've landed like that a couple times. I think Charleston was another one where he kind of landed like that and just kind of bounced her up. So I think we need to. I think we're getting down to the ground a little too soon. Or not a little too soon, a little too late. Floating her a little too much. Need to get her closer to 10 and then the ground a little bit sooner, because we're losing too much speed. We end up hitting solidly and bouncing. And I let her get way too slow, didn't I? The plane's gonna go right through us. Hello. Stupid thing. So over to the ground.
Lexington ground, Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, taxi to parking. Cessna, November 7274 Hotel, taxi to general aviation parking. Using taxiway Alpha 2 Alpha. Taxiing to general aviation parking. Using taxiway Alpha 2
One thing good
Alpha.
about this airport is
Cessna
it's not
74
all that
Hotel.
big. Expansive. Easier to get around. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. Transponder goes off. Just stand by. Pitot heat can come off. The strobes and the landing lights can also come off. I've already leaned it out to 40. The flaps are retracted. Ready to mosey on over to a parking area. Yeah, kind of annoyed about the landing. Like I said, I think we're just losing too much speed and end up falling down instead of more gliding down. Fall at the last second. Because I specifically tried to pull that nose up at the last second, but still we hit hard and bounced. So I think our vertical speed is just a little too high, even though it said it was smooth. I think we need a smoother glide path down to the ground when we get closer. I'm kind of floating it a little too much and we're losing too much speed. Fall. Sounds like there's another plane around us, another jet. Sounds like it's taking off or something. Landing, perhaps? What in the world? How did you get there? You must have just landed. Catching up to us. You just hold on, Allegiant. We were here first. 3 gallons? What, 1? Yeah, 4 gallons left. I do like how it just sips fuel, man. Shouldn't use much at all. And we must have gotten on like the first taxiway there. We have almost taxiing the entire length of the runway. Almost came in real slow. We got the like you're supposed to, the stall horn, but it's supposed to go off right before you touch down. Ours was a little long. Another reason I think we came down too hard and not smooth enough. Here at big old Lexington Bluegrass Airport, I think that's what it's called. I flew out of here once. Not a great experience because we're taking off to Atlanta. Had to wait like it's like 10 hours on our plane because the engine didn't work.
Via taxiway Alpha Charlie.
it doesn't install confidence when you come to take off and get on your plane. They're like, we're having engine problems. Plane's delayed it's like 8 to 10 hours. Well, I was 17. No, I was 18 by that time. It was after our senior trip. We were going on our senior trip down to Daytona Beach. A bunch of us, like, what the hell do you do? We drove 2 hours there, and then it's like, so we went over to the mall, and it's actually kind of hard to kill 2 hours when you're trying to get on a plane. It's not the greatest time. Flew to Atlanta and then flew to Atlanta to Daytona Beach. Hell of a week. Can imagine all the things that we did down there. Seniors just getting out of high school. Alright. They're taking us right to the edge of the building. I was like, man, come on. Are you taking me beside the building and somewhere even further over there? Alright. Line her up a little better. Stop right there. She sounds like she's about to starve. So give her a little more throttle. Parking brake is on. We'll go and turn that taxi light off. We don't need that. Alright. So, securing. I was going to say shut down the airplane. Securing the airplane. Parking brake is set. Electrical equipment all comes off. Grab all this off. And avionics master switch. Make sure it is cut. There we go. Let's go over to air hauler and we'll get ourselves paid. Alright, here we are. We'll unload our cargo. Seafood. Hello. Let's see if they'll take the battery packs. Sell this quantity to... This airport does not trade in battery packs. Please try another airport. Alright, so I think we may have tried that before then. Whoa. A to A. Got unloaded. Yes, so I'm going to stop. Alright. So we got up at 12:14. That did not look like it was 12:14 in the sim. Landed at 119. Takeoff fuel 48. Jeez, we didn't even use 50% of it. Touchdown fuel 26. We only used 22 pounds. Max altitude 6,522 feet. Max pitch negative 13.48. Max roll negative 17.8. Max speed 123.95 knots. Minimum G's 0.8. Minimum G's exceeded 0. Max G's 1.658. That's when we do the flaps, and I try to push down on it. Max G's exceeded 0. Stall false. Overspeed false. Landing description smooth. Landing gear down true. Landing on asphalt. No damage to the surface or the plane. Came down 129.32 feet. That doesn't seem that high. Yet we bounced. Landing speed 41 knots. Landing pitch negative 9.5. Landing roll negative 0.6. Landing heading 34.96. Oh, because the heading is 047. Landing wind speed 13, landing wind direction of 339. That's why it was pushing us. So it was smooth. So we didn't get dinged for it or anything. Now the really important stuff. Our reputation. So we moved up a full 1 point there, moving our overall reputation up 0.3 to 33 1/3. We're getting 6.7 more, and we're there, buddy. That's still like 19 flights or something. That's crazy to me. Actually, let's look at our cash a little more here. Financials. Look at the ledger. Look, 69,220. I don't know if it deducted. I don't think it did deduct our monthly payment. I didn't see it, at least. There it is. Yeah, they did. Monthly base rental, 13,945. All right, so they did on 8/20. I just didn't notice it because today is the first. I thought I had checked it. I just looked at the money amount. And I thought they didn't do it, but it did. Alright, so fuel, we paid $44. I don't just say it doesn't say how many gallons. We got 6,300 for that flight, so it's pretty good. 69,000. I do like that. See, there's one here from Lexington now. That's pretty good. I mean, it's not all that far from our base if we wanted to take it. But oh, it's Roanoke, so that's actually a fairly big airport, wouldn't it be? So they have stuff. They got sheep. We don't need any sheep. Cigarettes, $130. I wonder how much you get. They don't have. They have chemicals. No, they don't think they have anything we need except electronics. But we want textiles right now, and we can get it. We can get that here. See, where do we take clothes to other than Cincinnati? That's the thing. All these commodity that they're talking about, isn't that just the level 1 stuff? Look at the. You can always find it somehow. See, tier 1. That's all it seems to be. Everything that's talking about. But what about tier 2? Where do we find where to take that stuff? Like haggis. How do we find out if a airport does haggis? The only thing I can see is these are all for, like tier 2 and tier 3 seem to be only stuff for missions. But that doesn't seem like it. Most airports should be either list what they do with tier 2 and tier 3 or something. That doesn't seem right to me. I mean, what's the purpose of having a factory here making several things if nobody really wants it, or how do we know if they want it? For tier 2 and tier 3. I don't quite understand that. But alright, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.